Alright, today I'm going to show you guys about our new spring compressor that we got. It's made a couple little changes to it. It's kind of our new one, and then we made a little change onto it. So let's just get right to it. The changes is, first thing you're going to notice is that the base and the rod are separate. We did this for two reasons. One is now these things are zinc plated, and before the base and the rod were not, the other parts was. So when you get it, you just simply take your rod, screw it into your base like so, and then if you want, grab a pair of pliers or whatever, because you're never going to use a thread probably below this area. So just grab it with a pair of pliers, tighten it up, and you'll be good to go. Alright, so that's new, and this is zinc plated. The next thing is, of course, the bell, as we call it, is not changed, but we now add this little nylon washer, and I'll show you the exact reason why on mine that I've been using forever. And then the next thing is the handle. The handle has changed from this flat piece with a nut welded in to this manufactured piece. And the reason we changed it, because I use one almost every day here at Hunter Works, putting secondaries together, and I'm a weenie, and I didn't like it on my finger, plus I'm lazy. So I like to, when I get one on here, this is a speed stick. It's not a threaded rod. A threaded rod, you'd be here all dang day. The threads, I don't know if you can see it there, are real coarse. But nonetheless, you can just, because of this heavy new handle, it'll just run right on down. All right, so basically, that's the new spring compressor. And what I was going to tell you is, like I said, this is my old one and prototype that I've been using. You can tell the difference because this base is a lot taller than this screw in. This is just something we did just to make sure it's going to work. But this is what I'm trying to prevent. If you can see all this scarring on the top of this, which it removes the zinc, but also under loads, it creates more friction. And actually, what I've been doing, and of course you won't have to with the new one, is when I put a clutch in it, I got a couple of Polaris secondary rollers. I drop down on mine so that I've got something smooth to run against, plus it takes a little space on it. But nonetheless, that's the new spring compressor, and the reason the rod is so small is because, and I'll grab it, because the hole in the 17 and newer Polarises is real small. And so a traditional compressor won't go down through it, and that's why we made it. Some of the older ones had and this is just part of one, but it had a big hole, and so you could put the bigger one through there. But nonetheless, that's our new compressor. The changes we made, everything's zinc plated. You can certainly screw it down to the table like mine is, or stick it in a vise to use it. If you got any questions on it, give me a call here at Hunter Works. All right. One more thing I want to add before we wind this up is, if you're using this on a Yamaha, I don't have a secondary handy to show you, so just, you'll have yours and you'll get this. When you're changing your spring out, when the spring's already in there, the spring cup that the nut is on is bottomed out onto the shaft. So it's not going down any further. So when you're using a compressor on a Yamaha, to remove the nut, there's no compression going on. You're basically just going to screw it down around the nut till it comes in contact, and you might want to go another half a turn just to hold that thing in place while you knock that nut loose. We've had several people bend the bell because they kept trying to crank it and it was already bottomed out. So don't do that. Just run it down just in good contact, knock your nut loose, then come off with it. And obviously when you're putting it back together, that's when the compression happens. And then when you bottom it out again, that's where you'll stop and then put your nut back on. All right, that's that.